What's up, guys? Gabriel Griffin here again, checking in. And what it amounts to is just this. I'm glad you're here with me, checking in when you could be anywhere in the whole entire world. And a conversation starter I wanted to start with, just as we delve deeper into the depths of things, is just that. What's created the most millionaires here domestically and internationally? Real estate. I find it awfully ironic that, real estate is not taught anywhere in the preliminary school. I've never been to private school, in essence. So maybe private school has that type of tutelage and the likes. I mean, but why would we not want to be teaching about, what's potentially and prospectively created the most millionaires domestically and internationally? Blew my fucking mind. But maybe the youth is not ready for this, but 18 would be a good time to learn about some of these philosophies, because at the same token, what it amounts to is that you have a fresh bill of health. Oh my gosh, a fresh bill of health, and you're ready to face the world and see what's possible. And you have the ability to not have much leverage at that point in the game, unless your parents formally got you prepared, through means of helping you establish your credit. There is methods and methodologies for doing that for even someone as young as a minor and the likes. Just as having a card on someone with excellent credits account, honestly, once you turn 18, will boost your prospective credit. I've heard up to 70 points of the likes. So putting you at a much more prosperous place as far as standing and leverage and the likes. Although it won't be unnecessarily strong, because you still haven't proved yourself very worthy or the likes. But for what it's worth, it still is a thought to keep in concept and the likes. So that's a thought I wanted to share before we get into the breadth of the conversation. And what it amounts to is just that. I mean, oh my gosh, maybe the youth is not ready for that high caliber of knowledge and the likes. And what does that allude to? And what does that lead to? More of a competitive advantage for those that are seeking truth, power, and acknowledgement, or truth, power, and enlightenment and the likes, So, you're just realizing the simple fact, the simple quotation that, I'm not sure who said it, but literally what was said was that, land can be very valuable because, they're not making any more of it. Land is a very good thing to buy because literally they're not making any more of it, and, all things constant, a very true statement. So real estate has made the most millionaires domestically and internationally, and that's a very cool feat, and that's something that you need to recognize and realize that maybe you can use that to your advantage. And as they're not teaching it in preliminary schools and the likes, just something to keep close and dear to heart, because that might just be your competitive advantage, my competitive advantage and the likes, So that's very cool. But again, into the breadth of the conversation, and what the breadth of the conversation was oh my gosh, amazing time. I was talking to a dude, and oh my gosh, he was just profounded by myself. He was asking me all these questions as far as I mean, I guess I at times, and I guess none of this is all that normal, me elaborating on subjects that I find very valuable and pertinent and of value to others that bear witness to them. There's nothing all that normal about sharing and helping people. Maybe there is to some extent, but in a lot of extents in this digital realm, being a millennial, 26 years old, and wanting to help people and the likes is, and doing it through this digital media realm and the likes, and trying to develop followings and master the arts of marketing and the likes. Maybe that's not all that normal, but he was profounded by me. He literally asked me. He was profounded. He's like this shit is, I mean, I'm not gonna go too in depth, but and I guess it's not all that normal, but he was just like, why do you talk so funny? And it's funny because it spawned later, after thinking about it, it spawned a thought back to a period when I recorded a song, in my musicianship and the likes. So Gabriel Griffin on YouTube, check it out. I think it's called I don't know what the exact song is, so listen to them all, right? Cheers to that, man. Cheers to that. And what it amounts to is that off the A Blessing and a Curse LP, what was suggested in one of my lyrics was literally that they read about kings. They read about kings, but they never been near one. And sometimes that's the perspective you want to take. It's just like, I asked him. I'm like, man, I'm just expressing myself. This is how I talk, man. And like, I'm like, what's wrong with being intellectual? He said I was saying like, I wasn't talking. I mean, I'm just trying to be myself, and maybe that's wrong of me. Maybe I shouldn't be myself, But at the same token, I'm not apologizing for that, and I take it in stride, and I take it as in compliment that people will be profounded by you being so above the norm. Being 26 years old and wanting to be intellectual and wanting to be more intellectual and learn from others. Obviously, there's a few things I can learn from this person as far as the feeling it gives others when you're just questioning them. That's not a good impression to leave on somebody. In the likes. But I guess he had his own queries, his own inquiries into myself and the likes. And this was a short communication, a short transaction and the likes. So for what it's worth, I take pride in that. Oh my gosh, profounded motherfuckers by just being the cleverest motherfucker, man. Like, and is there anything wrong with that? I think not. Am I gonna change? Probably I'm just gonna get better, man. He's probably gonna be more profound. Next time he meets me, he's gonna be more fucking profounded, man. Like, and that's not to write home about or anything, but he was just like. He was just acting as if this shit's not normal, And I guess at this stage in the game, it's not all that normal, But am I aiming to be normal? No, not all that much. Normalcy, there will always be a place for it, and I think normalcy is very, very good. I like normalcy. Sometimes, all you do want your privacy and the likes, and sometimes you do want just the normalcy of life and the likes. But sometimes, it's fun. To be a little bit above the norm, to maybe take it to an extraordinary level. As I've elaborated on in my own quotations and the likes, that just is, this world has enough mediocrity. This world needs more excellence. This world needs more excellence, no more mediocrity, So that's really the sentiments I want to leave you with. And I think that's very, very valuable. And I'm trying to keep these podcasts so short so they can have easy uploads. But at the same token, I found a key to the game. Oh my gosh, this is being recorded via a smartphone device. And what it amounts to is literally that. And that is, you can literally upload via the YouTube app. Oh my gosh, YouTube, my homies. Peas in a pod, man. The homies at YouTube have made it accessible to upload via the YouTube app, and you can literally upload to YouTube via the app and not even be with your phone. It's like, because in the 21st century, again, in the 21st century, you can record podcasts and likes from anywhere in the whole wide world with your phone, in a microphone, or just your phone and the speakers on your phone. And they're both satisfactory and both motherfucking good, So this is a crazy time to be alive, and has been perhaps exaggerated, or maybe truthfully a dose of realism elaborated. Is just that, and that is literally by someone that I was just checking out some of their videos on YouTube. They were literally suggesting this is a unprecedented time, and I've suggested this myself, in a lot of realms, because they were suggesting this is the best time to be alive of all of history, so that's open for debate, that's open for debate and the likes. But what I've suggested in some of my quotations, at GabrielGriffin.com, if you read up about some things, is just that, and that is there's an unprecedented level of accessibility to the digital realm, making more things plausible, more things possible. So what is that? Shit, that's a beautiful thing, man. At times, if you take advantage, tisk to me for sometimes not taking advantage, because sometimes it's necessary to take advantage, and that's what's going to take you the farthest. You know, if you have an opportunity, you know it's an opportunity, but you don't take advantage of, that's a fucking disgrace, man. So we need to keep these disgraces to a fucking minimum, or X them out of our no, fuck that. We need to X them out of our vocabulary and just get back to the greatness that belongs to you. And as the quotation has suggested, you know, God is not going to do all the motherfucking work, taking away that tinge of greatness that belongs to motherfucking you, and the motherfucking tinge of greatness that belongs to motherfucking me. So it's that small amount of greatness, you know, because as has been written, we all fall short of God's glory, you know. Even the greatest among us, you know, even the most talented, most handsome, most well-spoken, most musically competent, best violin players, best basketball players, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, all the old school players I don't even know about, but that are talented as fuck, you know, and shout outs to you guys did your thing and laid the foundation, and all the soccer players, you know, and baseball players and the likes, you know. You know, it's so true that, you know, we all fall short, you know. So, you know, perfection is more of an idealism more than an actual destination, and that's super cool. And it will keep us striving for greatness. And what is it? The journey is everything. So, you know, sometimes it's just the battle of getting there, which makes you feel so fucking strong once you get there. And then even when you get there, you have new goals and the likes. So this shit never ends. And my advice to you is literally this. And that is, sometimes definitely me, we have to be thankful for what we have at times, you know? Because in this economy and the likes, there will always be more stuff to get, and the likes, you know? So, you know, sometimes you gotta be thankful for what you have, and although you probably will get that new stuff or the likes, it's not all about the stuff, because sometimes there's more important matters at hand, you know, and that's the first lesson of financial literacy and the likes, you know. It's sometimes that lessons learned through hard lessons and the likes, because, you know, preliminary school, maybe private school, I've never been, you know, but, you know, it's not being predominantly taught. So it's something you should seek out, especially if you go to college, whether community college or Ivy League or a state college or a PhD program or the likes. Is sometimes you want to seek out. You have a lot of choices when you go to college. Oh my gosh! So if they have a class on real estate, I mean, fuck it, take that shit. If they have a class on financial literacy, take that shit, you know, and likes principles of finance or whatever, you know. But I think even more so than that, what I'm recommending is wholeheartedly mentorship. Because if you find someone that's done what you want to do and you learn from them, you can probably pay them a mere $500 or maybe even less than that, $100 a month, $80 a month, $50 a month. Not like personally, but like to teach you through this realm that I'm teaching you, or that we're discussing and learning and growing together from, through this media, mind blown, 21st century digital age, you know. And that's what you can learn from, and you can learn from people that are really hands on in the likes, that have really made some plays out here, whether it be in real estate or in business creation or in marketing or the likes, you know. And that's the best way to learn. You know, I think what I've been told, I'm not sure if this was the general truth, but back in the day, it literally used to be a time when everybody learned through apprenticeship, you know. And that might be the best way to learn, you know. So I've even said this. I've gone as far as saying we should do away with school. I mean, obviously that might be a little bit absurd, a little bit critical, but for what it's worth, like, you know, this, you know, the school thing is not working out for everybody, and at the same token, I mean, it is working out, you know, it is what you make it, but at the same token, like, you know, mentorship and the likes, cheaper, and potentially has the same or better results, you know. So that's something I want to leave in your mind. And I'm not saying education isn't the most important thing to ever face this fucking earth. And that, you know, formal education isn't so important, because it is, and the likes, but also, you know, as the quotation suggests, not by myself, but by someone that was wise, was just that formal education will make a a living, but self-education will make you a motherfucking fortune. So again, the last of today's conversation is just going to be that, and that is, I believe what I speak. And whether or not you're following podcast agents that are literally maybe cussing as much as I do in my podcast. Apologies to you, the children, to you, the women, and the rest of you can bear with it maybe. But even nonetheless, you're following the real me, and I'm just being myself, and sometimes it's all we can ask for. And am I a work in progress? I mean, no man is perfect, right? I mean, I guess there's perfect, but it's just like, it's a work in progress, Sometimes we gotta try to change ourselves, but some things become habits and likes. I'm not saying I'm not gonna try to limit myself in the likes, but I've been cussing more than I should, so I'm gonna try to be better, but for what it's worth, whether you're following a podcast agent that cusses as much as I do, or literally a Christian podcast that would never ever stoop so low, both are very, very valuable, equally motherfucking valuable, and both have something to share. And I think both podcast agents, if they're going to be successful, should believe what they say, and that it's going to help people live better, fuller, more prosperous, and more fulfilling lives overall, or spiritually, or whatever their aim or aim towards progress may be. So that's the sentiment I'm going to leave you on. And oh my gosh, thank you for bearing in. You could be anywhere in the whole wide world. That blows my mind because you're here with me, hanging out in the likes. So that is super, super cool, super, super fun. And we'll talk very, very soon. Let's live richer, fuller, more prosperous, and more fulfilling lives. And again, thank you. Like, share, comment, subscribe, follow up here, down here. Subscribe to the channel. That's a definite. Shoot me an email at booking@gabrielgriffin.com. That's the book of speaking engagement of the likes, where I can share some sentiments, maybe a 15 or 20 minute spiel on something that's going to benefit you or your community or your college or the likes, So that's just something to partake in, and that's just putting that offer out there as I grow and develop my own self. And I think the offers will pour in once results speak, So that says it all, So with time, all things in due time, I do believe that. And what it amounts to is just that. Gabriel Griffin on YouTube. Follow the music platforms. More music coming out, more podcasts coming out, and the likes, and it's only getting better with time. And go ahead and follow all the social media platforms. That's SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever else there may be. All of it's listed at GabrielGriffin.com. So go ahead and follow, subscribe if the option is available to the email list, so I can get you my ebook. And we can just stay in contact. 2 peas in a motherfucking pod, baby. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And thank you for bearing in. And oh my gosh, blew my mind. You are fucking profound, and you following this podcast goes to show how fucking talented and how much potential you motherfucking have. So whether you're following this podcast or another podcast, just realize there's a lot to learn for you, me, and everybody listening. Okay, cheers to next time. We'll talk very, very soon. Cheers to living richer, fuller, more prosperous, and more fulfilling lives. And thank God for God, love, and family. So cheers to that. Peace.